Hello and welcome. Silrace here with the Division. This is a tips and tricks video on the cover system in the game. I picked the game up while it was on sale on Steam, and I'm sure many new players are around for that same reason as well. And I want to show off what I have learned of the cover system so far and how I have been successful in taking advantage of the various, pieces of cover and lack of thereof. Firstly, there are two pieces of cover you know of. There is the full body cover like this, and there is a half cover like this with a little, cement concrete block here. Now, you can peek around the corner of a, half cover like this if you are at very edge of it. Otherwise you will peek over it. Make note of that. You have to be at the very edge to peek around the corner, and there are certain kinds of hull covers you just cannot peek around the corner of because they don't have an edge which you can peek around. Now, I'll admit that I find half cover to be a really bad idea in most situations. Whenever you are engaging NPCs, you typically are engaging more than one at a time, and often they are at differing elevation levels and so forth, which is why I'm recording this beginning right here. For example, if an enemy was way up there, he would probably be able to shoot at me when I do things like this. Because when I move, it changes my profile around this cover, or behind this cover actually. It raises my profile. And so very likely they would have a shot at my shoulder or whatnot, and the enemies tend to spray bullets your way. So it's very easy for them to do chip damage where they clip you with couple bullets and so forth constantly when you do movement like this, and that all adds up. So be careful of it. Also, another problem with half cover is when you don't have a corner to peek around and you have to peek over, you're exposing your head like this, and you are exposing your entire upper body. It is very easy for the enemies to put rounds into your head and your body. Using full body cover like this means that the elevation is not an issue, like an enemy being on top of that truck bed, for example there. He doesn't have a way to shoot over this bus here onto my head. But when I peek around, he obviously gets to shoot me, so there is that. Now let me create a few situations here with NPCs and show this whole system out, and then also show off a couple other tips and tricks as well I have figured out so far. Alright, I'm gonna pick a fight with a couple looters here and show off this whole cover thing a little bit here quick. Because I have access to both full body cover and the half cover right here. Also, target priority. This is my personal preference, however, yours may vary. This guy has a baseball bat. He's a melee guy who is charging at you. This is the kind of dudes I leave for last and first take out the guys who actually can touch me from range. So, but for this demonstration, I'm going to kill this guy first so I can display the cover mechanics a little bit. Alright, so, as you can see, these folks are very much able to spray bullets my way while I'm just stuck here. And if I poke over like this, I am very exposed, and that chip damage is gonna start rolling in. Same stuff happens if I peek around like this. People from around are very much willing to and welcome to shoot at me. Another thing to note is that when I peek around, everybody in this entire angle is able to shoot at me, right? Like when I peek from around here, alright, that guy's going all the way over there. if I wanna shoot this first guy, or this guy, all of these guys are able to shoot at me, as you can see. This is the issue when you peek around like this. What happens if I use the cover like so? I pull away from the cover. I can only shoot at this guy, and only he can shoot at me, because I am not peeking around the corner of the cover. Which, when I do this, it lets everybody shoot me, right? However, if I use the cover in this fashion, I can keep the other guy from not seeing me. You get my point, right? You can use the cover the exact same way you would use any cover in any kind of shooter. And of course, being on top of things is bad. No, I own this place. I am just making a demonstration here. So, to reiterate, when you peek like this, anybody in this entire firing line, firing solution here is able to shoot at you. When you pull back from the cover, you can limit that angle. So do not be afraid of leaving cover, because this guy won't be able to shoot at me, right? Also remember, certain things can be shot through, including the glass here, or for example a car window. Somebody is on the other side. I do have a car there I can use. Somebody is on the other side of a car. I can shoot at this guy through the car window. Remember, the cars don't block quite as much as you think they would. Alright, let's finish this. And there you have it. Very, very basics of cover. I fully recommend, if you want to use like a proper cover, use full body cover like this. And because here when I peek, there is so much of you visible. And another issue even when peeking from full body cover, everything in this entire firing angle is able to shoot at you. So when you pull back from the cover and suddenly nobody in that angle can shoot at me, because I can mitigate that angle the same way you can do in a regular shooter of any kind, which doesn't even have cover mechanics such as here. So don't be afraid of leaving cover and finding better cover and all of that good stuff. Anyway, I'll play a little bit of a clip here in the end without, you know, any of my talking on it. Some low-level Dark Zone fight, a few minutes of that at the very end of here, so you can see for yourself. That's where I basically went to really practice all of this. Like, because, well, it's tough enemies and so on. You really have to be on your toes for a bit to pull off those, I guess, moves. Anyway, thank you very much for watching.